Gabriele Münter is an artist that defies expectations in so many ways. She sometimes offers you fragments of the puzzle, but not the entire puzzle. She's an artist that really warrants close looking and slow looking. There's so much more than meets the eye. It is always so important to walk in the artist's shoes, to encounter the world in which they operated, the places and communities that inspired them. With Gabriele Münter, there is in Murnau her house.
Murnau ist eine kleine Stadt südlich von München. Gabriele Münter, sie war total begeistert von diesem Ort und von der umgebenden Landschaft.
I went to Murnau. I stood in her room. I looked out the window at the Blue Mountains in the distance. That was it. It clicked. The countryside, the people, the everyday scenes around her brought forth so much possibility.
When I first encountered Münter's work, I was totally enamored with her use of color. She's a brilliant colorist. And when you encounter the photographs, they're of course all in black and white. One of Münter's most profound subjects in her photographs were really her family members that she would artfully arrange.
Gabriele Münter grew up in this household that really bridged American and German influences because of the time her parents had spent in the United States.
The passing of their mother was really the impetus for Gabriele Münter and her sister Emmy to travel to the United States in 1898. When Gabriele Münter came to the US, photography blew her creative expression wide open. What I find really special about the photographs is that there's a real tenderness to the individual. Her portraits of people are so striking.
They're looking in different directions, mimicking studio photography of the time. Her shadow is cast there so that she is a part of this family group, even when she's behind the lens. This shadow also tells us where she was holding her camera.
The manual instructed users to hold the camera below chest height around their belly, but she went beyond the conventions of her camera and used it according to her own rules.
Es gibt so ein Zitat, wo sie sagt, wie schön die Freiheit in der unendlichen Landschaft war. Diese Freiheit, diese Unabhängigkeit, die sie dort wirklich so erlebt hat, hat aber auch ihrem Charakter entsprochen.
Her time in the US was deeply formative. It laid the groundwork for her future painting practice. Gabriele Münter returns to Germany with this new visual acuity, this real sense of what it means to be an artist. Münter was an avid cyclist, which gave women mobility and freedom. The bicycle gave her a sense of shifting vistas. The mountains in the distance, those colors are blurring. It was another piece that taught her to look. At the time, women were not permitted to enroll in public art academies. She takes private lessons. She joined Kandinsky's painting class. She then would travel for a number of years with who was now her romantic and creative partner, Wassily Kandinsky. Travel would really become a defining aspect of her life and career. It brought her so many new ways of looking.
She had an eagerness to learn from the world around her and connect with communities in order to expand her practice.
Es ist also schwierig, Gabriele Münter einzuordnen. Gabriele Münter ist vor allem bekannt als Mitbegründerin des Blauen Reiter, ein Künstlerkreis, so ein Zweig des deutschen Expressionismus. Sie lebt mit Kandinsky, der sich entwickeln wird zur Abstraktion, und Gabriele Münter aber nicht. Man spürt, wie frei diese Künstlerin gewesen ist, dass sie sich nicht angepasst hat. Das hat irgendwas auch mit Authentizität zu tun. Dass sie sich nur ihrer Kunst widmet, ohne an was anderes zu denken.
She began as a draftswoman. She herself says that most of her paintings really began with the line, with a sense of a contour, and then color gets added and forms emerge and the image appears.
There's several strategies in the photographs that translate over to the paintings, a sense of close cropping, layering, dense compositional framing. When we look back at her painting practice, we might reflect to the US photographs and see a lot of similarities or common threads, both in subject matter and in form.
There is something so deeply personal about including these motifs from her world, souvenirs from her travels, her own artistic production. She has these little clues, little breadcrumbs. Sometimes it's just a glimpse of her. In one painting, there is no human presence, but it feels like there should be. This kind of view within a view, or a painting within a painting, is another interesting device of hers. There's always that sense of offering and then withdrawing at the same time. What I love about her work is that sometimes there's more questions than answers.
She's toying with her presence, withholding and teasing out her sense of self.
And so many scholars, historians have suggested that this is indeed her, but at the end of the day, we can't be sure. And I love that there's not a definitive answer, so to speak, that you as the viewer can come, see what you see, spend time with the works. She very much begs close looking and slow looking. She was forever searching for that inner life, for that inner force. She has this really unique talent for finding something special in the everyday and taking something that's ordinary and making it extraordinary.
Diese Bilder wirken einfach, aber sind eigentlich komplex. Je mehr Zeit man damit verbringt, desto weniger fast versteht man. Also man stellt sich viel Fragen. Ich meine, das ist auch der Grund, warum diese Malerei so spannend ist.
It's so exciting to be presenting the first New York Museum exhibition of Gabriele Munter's work. This exhibition brings together over 70 paintings and photographs. The photographs are being presented in the United States for the first time as a viable body of work. I chose to arrange the exhibition thematically so that you encounter all her landscapes. You encounter her still life paintings together, the portraits, the interior scenes. Munter said herself that she was not committed to one sustained mood. But when you really examine the full body of her work, her drawings, her photographs, and her paintings all have these consistent threads running through them.
I really see in Gabriele Munter a woman who was radical for her time.
There's a sense that anything can happen, that there's so many possibilities when one picks up the brush or picks up the pencil or picks up the camera. That sense of leaping into deep waters is a spirit that we can all take forward.